Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for taking the time to learn more about Babylon Microfarms. I'm Jeff Vigilante, the National Sales Manager for Babylon Microfarms and former Compass associate. I'm joined here today by Chef and RDM Julie Larson and Chef Kevin Trefethen from Dominion Energy's HQ in Richmond, Virginia. They have graciously agreed to share their experiences with us and also insights on how Babylon Microfarms have really impacted their marketplace. I'm excited now to introduce you to Julie and Chef Kevin.
Good afternoon, everyone. I started my career with Compass Group about 13 years ago as a chef manager, and worked my way through the trenches, as we all do, all the way up to resident district manager, overseeing the Dominion portfolio as single point of contact and helping oversee some other smaller markets.
Great. Thank you, Julie. And Chef Kevin, same to you. When did you start your culinary journey?
It's a long time ago, Jeff. Thanks for asking, bringing that up. Let's see. 14 years old is when I started in the culinary world. I've been in corporate dining for about 15 years now. 10 of them have been with Compass. I've been everywhere from an executive sous chef, catering manager, executive chef, to now currently the district chef for the Richmond area.
Great. Well, thank you. I greatly appreciate both of your dedications with Compass and introducing yourselves. Shall we begin with a couple of questions?
Sure.
Also, for the audience that's listening, as a reminder, if you have any questions, go ahead and please put them in the webinar chat in the QA section on the right side of your screen. So why don't we kick it off with the first question, which is, what has been the most significant impact you at your marketplace has observed in your corporate dining account with Babylon Microfarms?
Jeff, I think the biggest significant impact is the wow factor and the conversation piece that the Babylon Farms has for associates while they're in the marketplace. They sit there, they ask the questions like they're talking with other guests in the marketplace, and when you sit there and tell them the ease with it and everything being app-based and tells us what to do, I think the biggest conversation piece is people want to know how they can get one of these in their home.
Yeah, for sure.
Fair enough. Chef Kevin, let's throw one to you. How have guests responded to having fresh produce from the microfarms available in their workplace as part of the workplace experience in the marketplace?
I would say it's probably one of my favorite parts about it, honestly, is the guests love seeing it. The guests love having it, right? I love it because I get to grow microgreens, fresh herbs that aren't readily available everywhere. It's quite a luxury as a chef. I feel it with proper planning, of course, because these things take a couple of days to grow, but it's been a lifesaver. I mean, right now, just an example, we have marigolds growing. I mean, just in time for the season, right? So it's been really fun to have this.
Great, I appreciate it. The next question is actually for both of you. You can answer individually or together. Are there any memorable moments at the marketplace that you would like to share with our audience today? Whether it could be shared with someone from our Flick sector or Chartwell's, RA, or Bon Appetit.
I think when we first got it was very memorable to me. It was kind of this new. I've dealt with these like smaller concepts. This is a much larger scale. So really, what's memorable was how impactful it was and how easily it was to execute. It was very memorable to me because I really kind of went the concept of this is going to be a lot of work, and really it's very nice. It's still very memorable to me. I walked by it and I just said how we train new team members to use it, how easy it is to teach them to do it. It's been quite a cool experience.
I appreciate that, Chef Kevin. And also a shout out to both you and Julie, because as I look at the history, you've had the micro farm there at Dominion for almost 2.5 years now.
Correct.
2022. So big kudos and shout out to that. Let's move on to the next question, shall we?
Mhm.
Do you ever survey your guests or what they like to see and grow? And are there other programs that go in coordination with that growing process?
Thanks, Jeff. I think the biggest thing that our guests enjoy about the microfarm experience is actually seeing the seed to table experience, whether it be featuring the lettuces on the salad bar or in a grain bowl or the fresh herbs. Sometimes that will alter the person's decision to gear
Right.
towards the items that we are growing in our farms and then putting them to our chef tables or within our recipes.
Yeah, I've definitely had a few people request the red leaf lettuce to be grown again and again and again as well. It's a nice salad bar topping filler. It's very pretty and it's got some good flavor to it.
Great. Well, I appreciate both comments. So how does the microfarm align with your sustainability goals as well as your clients' sustainability goals at Dominion HQ?
So this was an initiative that Dominion approached Eurest with 2.5 years ago when they were entertaining implementing this into our marketplace. And with that being said, the sustainability piece where Dominion is concerned is they end up leading with composting and greenware, and it fits perfectly into their sustainability, zero waste, seed to table, and enjoyed by the guests. We've had over 150 harvests.
Yeah.
You would probably be able to give me more of an accurate, but I do know one of my key team members that handles the farm daily got recognized for his 100th harvest. So
Great.
it's a great incentive and initiative that we have in our marketplace and utilize daily.
Well, I appreciate you sharing that, Julie. Thank you. And what's on the screen now is, to Julie's point, within our gallery system of Babylon, through our technology, we're able to send Julie and Chef Kevin a sustainability report every 6 months that they are able to use as part of their QBR when they meet with their clients on exactly how much nitrogen, food, or water, as three examples, has been reduced within the building. So thank you for sharing that. Shall we move on to the next one then?
Sure.
Awesome. So, open question to either one of you. How has Babylon Micro Farms supported you in terms of service and partnership within the corporate marketplace setting?
So the customer service and the partnership that we've had has been great. Technology and anything that has lots of moving parts and pieces isn't always foolproof. So when it has had issues, we've had somebody out within a couple hours to service the farm. If they weren't able to troubleshoot it from the headquarters. Um, so Jeff, you've been great. Karen's been great. All the techs that have come on site have been very professional and
Very
handling all
knowledgeable.
our needs.
Very knowledgeable techs. You work around our schedule quite well. It's been, something goes down. It's like, well, it's 2 o'clock on a Friday and we're closing up to get out of here by 3:30 or 4. And we can get a tech as soon as possible. But if we can't, that you guys have always been pretty good working around that stuff, which is very appreciated because they are live plants. So they need to be attended.
No, absolutely. And I appreciate you sharing your honesty on our partnership and what we do as a company to support you as well as the other sectors within the Compass portfolio. On your microform, I mean, clearly it has contributed to, and as well as differentiated your corporate dining program within the marketplace. You have any final thoughts on why you would recommend it to your colleagues within the other sectors of Compass?
Well, I think The best testimonial that I could probably share with everyone attending the call is this was a first, and now we're looking to incorporate the microfarms in all three Dominion sites. I have had people within the region call me and ask me to do a testimonial because they really want that in their marketplace and need the buy-in and need the experience. So I think that the best thing that I would say is if Dominion's got one and move into three, I think it says a lot.
I would definitely say, excuse me, that microgreens and herbs are very expensive, and you can grow your own. So it's absolutely worth it, like hands down. As a chef, it's been it's saved us a few times, right? Like we're doing a dish, and oh, we need cilantro. We got some in the micro farm, right?
Right.
It's been both a conversational piece, fun for everyone to talk about, great for guest engagement, of course, all that, but it's also functional, and that I think that's the most important part.
Yeah, especially the microgreens every morning at our avocado toast bar.
Yeah,
So,
every morning.
every morning, fresh, right out of the farm.
And if you're buying microgreens, you know how expensive they are.
Yes, they are. That is truly one of the questions I traditionally get asked by the chefs across all the sectors of Compass. So thank you for sharing that. And Julie, if you could expand, because I know your facility well, in the three farms that you are looking at, based on your client conversation, will they be placed all within one marketplace to create a green wall state, or are you looking at three different marketplaces within the portfolio?
It's three different marketplaces within the portfolio. And also, in full transparency, it's also about placement. So when we first opened Tredegar, we had a microfarm, but it wasn't in the ideal place. So we're looking to have that return in a more high traffic, like in your marketplace, where you can engage with your guests. So all three Dominion sites, all three different marketplaces will have a Babylon Farms.
That is wonderful news. And thank you for sharing that part with our audience today. We still have some extra time, so I'm going to jump into a couple additional questions if that's okay with the two of you.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Chef, for you, Kevin, can you discuss your culinary applications and what you have done specifically with the microfarm at maybe one of the Eurest branded concepts?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, pho. We have the revolutionary noodle bowl. I'm sure a lot of people are very familiar with that. Again, the herbs, the herbs, the herbs, the herbs. They're fresh. They come off. I know sometimes I've gotten Thai basil in, and it's already turning a little bit, but we're all set because with proper planning, um, it's ready. It's ready for you, and it's really a fun thing, not only to have this here, but for the guests to come up and watch us go cut the basil they're about to eat, right? So
Right.
it kind of just that full circle of the culinary experience is there, right? It's sight, it's smell, it's taste, and this is a big part of it. This is, I would say, it's opened some doors definitely, and then even planning out VIP events, black tie events, the microgreens, right? The right flavor, the right pairing, the micro arugula, right? That's been a huge part of many of our past appetizers. Um, and it's a lot more fun because what Babylon offers in the micro herb, microgreen area is a little more expansive than on the ready from most of our purveyors. There's like a rainbow micro herb, right? That's what we get. Here we can expand upon that, and from that we can grow, and our flavors and our palates become much more interesting.
Well, Chef Kevin, piggybacking on those comments, what do you feel is the most popular crop that is grown there at HQ within the marketplace?
Well, that's a tough one.
I'd say the micros and the lettuces.
I'd say the lettuce is a lot. The lettuces because
Okay.
they kind of help to keep the farm full, right? That's one thing Julie and I have kind of pushed onto our teammates and everyone else. Like, we have to plan this out so the farm's full at the same time, and we're harvesting, we're moving cycles. The app, I'm sure you'll talk about that later, is great. helps you manage that piece very easily. But the lettuces look beautiful in the farm when it's full, when they're growing. And I don't know who else is having the same Friday slowdowns, but it helps us kind of, utilize a little bit of in-house product, and the customers love it. It's a fresh salad on a Friday, and we didn't have to buy a case of lettuce, right? The basils, the purple basil, it's really cool. It's a little off every once in a while. You'll get a green basil sprout in the middle of all this purple basil, and the customers come up like, "Why is that different?" I'm like, "Well, it's the same thing, but sometimes." So the purple basil goes in a lot. The cilantro, and I'd say what else is a big one? The sorrel. Sorrels. I mean, what's not, honestly, Jeff? I could keep going. They all go in rotation. They all have their pluses and.
Yeah, I think the marigolds at this time for that pop of color on all your fall catering needs, but the edible pansies on our past orders add the perfect pop of color. So I honestly, I can't say that we've had anything that has not moved.
Yeah, there's nothing like I can say. I mean, I know it's a great testimonial, I'm sure, but really, it's we haven't had anything bad come out of it.
Great.
Really.
Well, I appreciate both you sharing that. And my last question goes to you, Julie, as the RDM for the marketplaces, within the Dominion portfolio. Can you share a little bit, and you mentioned it earlier, about, the 100 crop harvest and the work that is done on a weekly basis to maintain that farm? So what your associate goes through on a weekly basis.
So as Kevin alluded to, the app is ideal and perfect. It gives push notifications to anyone who has their hands in the farm. It's really not a lot of time spent or upkeep. I think the biggest thing is changing the basin out every 8 weeks is the most
Planning it, I would
time.
say too. Yeah.
But the associates are having fun. The associates are having fun teaching the other associates on how to maintain, and then they're starting to have those conversations that I started having with guests, the ins and outs, the whys for the farm. Everything starts out at the bottom. Nothing. The microgreens don't leave the bottom. All just the basics that the normal person walking by wouldn't understand. Why the cap is on there, why those stay at the bottom. So I think ideally everyone who started out with the thing, like you all have that whole, I got voluntold to do this, and now everyone is like having a really, really good time understanding the whole concept, and it's a really good program.
Great, thank you. From our Compass audience today, we actually have 2 questions that was submitted in our Q&A. So let's go to the first one. Chris?
Yes, Jeff. Our first question is, what kind of support or training does Babylon provide to ensure the cafeteria staff can maintain and utilize the microfarms?
Good question. When a Babylon Farms is installed, on-site training from Babylon Farms happens with everyone that you say that needs the training. And there's also videos on the app, training sessions on the app as well. So it's not one of those, here's a farm, have fun. We actually got the ins and outs regarding how to handle the farm.
Yeah, they came out 2 or 3 times to help training, and really, it is quite simple. It's daunting at first, and then the app again. The app tells you when to do, what to do, and how to do it. Like I swear this thing goes off on the weekend sometimes, and I'm like, I look at my phone. I'm like, oh, Babylon needs. I need to move up my microherbs, or I need to change something. And I mean, it's constantly doing it. And getting your team involved was the best part. Like Julie said, they'll trade everyone. So
Right.
Make a day of it. Make a day of it. Bring everybody in. That's what we did. We had everyone sit down. Everyone got to go get their hands dirty a little bit. Well, not dirty. There's no dirt in those things, but you know what I mean.
I do. Thank you, Chef Kevin.
He said daunting. My grandson could take care of that farm.
That's
Who are
true.
you kidding?
That's true.
Well, no, I appreciate the candor. Chris, the second question from the audience?
Yeah, the second question is how many varieties of plants and herbs can be grown in the farm?
I would say
So,
depending on the size of your farm.
yeah, it depends on the size of the farm, but there's 10 zones, and in each zone you technically could run 2 varietals.
We stay about 1, 2, 3, 4. We stay at about 8 varieties at all times and 2 microherbs. But like, I mean, if we knew we had a huge party coming up and the client wanted the red leaf lettuce, we could plan it out to where the whole farm's leaf lettuce for that. You know what I mean? So it's really up to you. It's limited by size.
Okay. Well, no, I appreciate you sharing that with our 50 plus varietals. To your point, Chef Kevin, the culinary team at any one of the accounts within the sectors has that ability to build out the farming program within the cycle menu or the client or guest preferences. So thank you for sharing that part. Closing out today, I'd like to thank Julie and Chef Kevin for being part of this webinar today with the Compass family and the sectors and for the folks who joined. If there's no other further Q&A questions, what I'm going to do is bring up a quick 7-minute presentation, take a little bit of a deeper dive into our farm system with the gallery and our new STEM garden that was rolled out in August. But for now, Julie, Kevin, thank you very much. I really appreciate your dedication to inspire the guests through food, create solutions for your client, and to live the promise, which is 3 of the pillars of Eurest.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, it was
it was our pleasure, Jeff.
It was fun. I appreciate you having us.
Absolutely. Have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you.
So for now, I'm going to flip over a second to the presentation and share a little bit more of what we do within the client world. Can everybody see the screen okay? Let me check our chat box to make sure. Great. Well, thank you for letting me know that you can see the screen. So as Julie and Chef Kevin mentioned at Dominion, our biggest part of our partnership with Compass Group through Envision Group as well as Food Buy is creating that experiences within the cafe, no matter what sector you are, and bringing the next generation of amenities to the workplace, to your healthcare facility, your university, or within your senior living community. And so the gallery is what Chef Kevin and Julie have at Dominion HQ. The gallery is a fully automated system that allows you, through the IQ technology that we have developed, to use our guided growing app to remotely manage on our end, but more importantly, have you be managed through that app and give you those push notifications on exactly when to grow, when to plant, and when to harvest the microgreens, the herbs, or the lettuces within the gallery. And then our STEM garden came online this year in late August, which was designed based on feedback from Flick ISD and Chartwell's ISD on creating a partnership between the dining team of Chartwell's and Flick, as well as the science department within a public or private school. And so the STEM garden is a little smaller in size. It has a couple less what I would call bells and whistles, but mainly it was designed to be part of the STEM curriculum within the school system at a private school or a public school. But more importantly, it's more than just fresh produce, because through the marketplace at Dominion HQ, as well as across the other sectors, we're able to produce nutrient-dense produce that really exceeds the nutritional guidelines for produce that is organic, as well as produce that you may purchase locally or from any of the DCs like Cisco or PFG, Gordon's, or US Foods. Through that, and our IQ software, we're also able to touch on the sustainability and monitor that, as was shown earlier in our conversation with that reporting that we send out every 6 months to you. And of course, in our program itself, we all focus on marketing through promotional calendars on a monthly basis, as well as daily pop-ups. So you're able to customize your menu based on what Chef Kevin, as an example, was growing with that red leaf lettuce. And through that, really focus on that farm to fork or seed to table experience, knowing that that nutrient-dense produce is being grown right there in the middle of your cafe, your dining room, or within the building itself. And then here's a quick peek of the 50 plus varieties that Julie was talking about earlier that you can choose right through the app with the gallery system that allows you to coordinate what you want to grow from the herb and microgreen side, as well as if you want to grow more hardier lettuces in the winter months, or maybe focus on some of the herbs like Thai basil or Italian parsley in the summer months to coordinate with your local crops. Because really, there is no green thumb required with our program. As Julie and Kevin have mentioned, it's an easy program to operate. It's all done through the app. It is fully automated, and we have our dedicated Compass support team right here in Richmond, Virginia, that could answer any of the questions, do some training, share with you our YouTube videos that we have created to make it easy. And as I always say, it's as simple as plant, transplant, and harvest, because we provide that full 360 service to you, which includes the monthly subscription on the gallery, where we send you everything you need to be successful, from all the seeds to all the nutrients, the cleaning supplies, as well as all the software updates, and of course, your dedicated Compass account manager. And from the Eurest side, as well as Flick, Chartwell's, RA, or even Bon Appetit, we're able to brand this according to your sustainability message per sector. We can brand it with your client's sustainability message, or even the name of your cafe, bistro, or restaurant within your account. This is all of the services that we do right from our headquarters in Richmond. And through that, and the other experiences I shared earlier, we really want to focus on captivating your guest experience, really create that innovation, and showcase, once again, the client's corporate sustainability message, and really put that farm to plate freshness into action. As shared earlier, when it came up on the screen, here's another shot of the sustainability report. But more importantly, here's a focus on the different outside organizations that we have partnered with at Babylon, with either the International Well, Fitwell, our LEED certification program, as well as if you're in higher education, the ASHI Star program, where we qualify for 7 of those 14 sustainability stars that help you achieve your goals on the university campus. And then from the nutrition side, on either the senior living sector of Morrison, CCL, or Unidyne, or Morrison Healthcare, or even Compass One Healthcare, we're able to provide you with that nutrient-dense produce. But more importantly, we create a better for you menu options by listing exactly the nutritional value of each herb, microgreen, or lettuce that you grow. That way you can share it with your patients, the nursing staff, the dietetic team, as well as your guests. And so I wanted to take a quick moment and share from that 5,000-foot view of exactly what the gallery or the STEM could do for you in your sector. And I'd be more than happy to connect with you and spend a little bit more time coming from my Compass background and really understanding what your needs are, what your client's witty is, and be able to put the right program forward for you.